Cool. So we're live on Facebook. Thank you for joining me today. This is Dylan Dix from A1 Elite Performance. Really excited to add some value for this year and really help you. I know it was quite a challenging year last year, and excited to add some value and allow everyone together to band together and have the best year yet, how to manifest the best year yet in 2021. Hope I can add some serious value, some knowledge, some tips, and really help you execute manifesting this year and making 2021 not just the best year for you, but also everyone around you. I'm just going to get up and share my screen so we can get started. Isn't that funny today? I had a bit of nervousness. Haven't done a Zoom in a while, which is always good. But they say nerves and excitement are the same thing. It's only how we perceive it that is different. So I'm super excited to be here. Super excited to be here. All right. So let's share the screen. Awesome. So if you just raise your hands, if you can see my screen. Awesome. So how to manifest your best year yet in 2021. Really excited of all the tools and tips and knowledge I've picked up from coaches, people around me, experiences, and excited to share them with you today. So biggest thing this year, as we know, like I said, it has been a challenging and tough last 12 months. So it's really important that we do band together so we can create the best year in 2021. So quickly before we get into it, just a little bit about myself. If you don't know me, I'm Dylan Dix, a little bit of my backstory. So I'm a life coach, qualified NLP practitioner, and timeline therapist. Also a body transformation coach. I've been working online full-time for the last 6 months, and I've been helping people change their lives for the last 6 as a personal trainer as well. So how I got into personal training, quite interesting story. So mum was 16, dad was 16 when they had me. 16 and 17. Moved around a lot when I was younger. Actually started taking drugs at the age of 14, which was quite young. Spiraled out of control until I was about 20. Had a bit of a life-changing experience, which made me look at myself and where I'd been in the last 20 years. It was just before my 21st birthday. And I really didn't like where I was headed. So I knew that I either had to change what I was doing or I was going to continue feeling the exact same way. I was able to completely transform my life. Decided I wanted to help others do the same. So I did my personal training certification, and the rest is history. Now I just like to share all my knowledge, and being from where I feel like I can relate to a lot of people and the things that they've been through, and able to really connect and help people on a deep level to have breakthroughs and really, really change their life. It's what I'm obsessed with. So how to get the most out of this webinar today? The biggest things. So they say knowledge is power, but knowledge without application is ignorance. So really important that today, to get the most out of the webinar, what I'd suggest to do is set some intentions. What do you want to get out of it today? So you can either write that in the chat box or on the live. What do you want to get out of today? What is the one thing that if you could improve today, tomorrow, for the rest of the year, that's really going to impact you? Set an intention. What do you want to get out of this webinar? What is going to help you the most? If you could write that in there, share it, that'd be awesome. And also taking notes, really important. They say that you retain a lot more information. I think it's up to 70% more information when you are taking notes. So make sure if you get a golden nugget in there, don't know when I'll be dropping them, but they will come. Just make sure you're taking notes. So take notes of anything, and that way you can refer back to it. Like I said, if you're having that knowledge and you know it, if you're not applying it, it's that ignorance. So make sure you're taking notes so you can refer back to it when necessary. When something comes up and you're like, oh, what was that? You've got it written down, so you don't have to try and recall it. So the 3 stages for everlasting change, really important. These are the bare basics at the start we're going through, and then we'll take you through a bit of a journey of how to do it step by step. So the biggest thing, you'd hear Tony Robbins say it, make a decision, decide to win. Make a decision today that it is going to be the best year yet in 2021. Because at the end of the day, it is 80% psychology, as we see at the bottom, 80-20, 80% psychology and 20% mechanics. So generally, if we're going out, let's say if it is, whether you play sport or at work, generally, if you think something's going to happen when you're in sport, if I'm going to lose, 9 times out of 10, it is going to happen because we attract what we think about. So decide to win today and really step into the best version of yourself for 2021. As soon as you make that decision, Eric Thomas says it very well, when you decide that you want to achieve as much as you want to breathe, that's when you'll make it happen. I'm not saying you have to go that extreme, but make a decision. Make a decision. This is going to be the best year of your life, no matter what it takes. Once you've made that decision, then we need to formulate a plan. This is going to be specific to everyone, specific to the individual. So create a specific plan on exactly what you want to achieve. How does that look this year? Gain clarity and direction. Because at the end of the day, if you're in a new town or a new country and you're trying to get somewhere, but you don't have the map, it's going to be quite difficult to get there. So you need to know your destination to be able to reverse engineer it to create that map. So you need to gain that clarity and direction. What is it that you want? What is it that you want to achieve this year? What's important to you? What areas are slipping? What areas do you need to focus on more? And then create a specific plan, exactly what you want. And when it comes to setting your goals, stretch yourself. We'll go a bit more deeper into that after, but you really want to stretch yourself. You really want to stretch yourself. And take massive action. Really, that's the biggest thing. It's the hardest thing is when there's either habits you're doing or habits you're not doing. So if you're not taking action, you're procrastinating, you just need to step up and take that action, even when you don't feel like doing it. I know my business coach, Jason, says it well. It's sometimes you have to switch your brain off and turn your hands on and just get in there and go for it. And just remember, your time is now. You have the power to change your circumstances. You have the power to change your life. You have the power to step into the best version of yourself and make 2021 your best year yet. So you really need to make a decision, formulate a plan, and then just take massive action. And we give you the tools and skills and knowledge, even some things to track your progress today. And it's really going to help you step into those to create that everlasting change, not only for 2021 and for the people around you, but for the rest of your life as well. So first of all, like I said previously, it's 80% psychology, 20% mechanics. Wouldn't you agree if I gave you the best plan, the best meal plan, the best exercise plan, if you hadn't mastered your inner game and your mindset wasn't there, that you're not guaranteed success, no matter how good the plan is. It could be world-class plan, the best plan that if people have lost 10 kilos in 8 weeks, or, the best plan for someone to earn 250K within 6 months. But if your mindset isn't there and you haven't mastered your inner game, generally it would be the negative emotions stopping you, holding you back, the challenges, or even self-sabotage. I don't know about yourself, but I know myself over my 29 years alive, there's been many a times where I've self-sabotaged, not intentionally, but it's because I hadn't mastered my inner game. So you need to increase your self-awareness. So some of the good questions to ask yourself, write this down if I was you, what negative emotions are present for you? And the main negative emotions we use in NLP, timeline therapy, anger, sadness, fear, hurt, and guilt. Those are the main emotions that are connected to past experiences, which we can relive. We can relive those emotions, and they can really hold us back from progressing, from stepping up, from stepping forward. So it's really important, first of all, to know what is present. What am I holding on to? What negative emotions am I holding on to that are really holding me back? Number 2 question, what is my biggest challenge in achieving my goals? What stopped me in the past? What's stopping me now? What am I going to do about what's stopping me? Because at the end of the day, they say there's no such thing as problems, only solutions. But it's really important to understand, increase your self-awareness, and know what your biggest challenges are, and know what's stopping you, and what has created self-sabotage or stopped me in the past. Number 3, what has stopped you previously? Have you got right near the end? I've done it myself. Funny story, when I was doing a 9-week client experience before I started my first personal training job, and I'd lost 8 kilos in the 9 weeks. The night before I had the weigh-in, a bit of self-sabotage set in. It had happened earlier in the piece, but right the night before, I decided that it was a good idea to buy a packet of Tim Tams. I'll just eat one, I told myself, just one of those Tim Tams. And you know exactly what happened, don't you? I ate the whole damn thing. What I did afterwards still allowed me to get the amazing result the next day, but I went for a 2-hour walk after I finished, woke up, went for a 2-hour walk in the morning, and then I ate very lightly the next day before my weigh-in. So what self-sabotage for you? What has stopped you in the past? What stopped you in your tracks right near the end of you being so close to achieving something? It's really important to increase that self-awareness so we can understand on a deeper level what is happening, what is holding us back, how can we step into the best version of ourselves and really push past these challenges, push past these emotions, and no longer create the self-sabotage. Allow yourself to achieve and maintain success for the long term. So part of our mastering our inner game, limiting belief. What is your negative self-talk? There's some very, very common one of these. And sometimes when we're so caught in this, it can be on a subconscious level. We don't even know we're saying this stuff to ourselves. The negative self-talk can be, I'm not good enough. I'm going to fail. I'm not worthy of love. There's so many things on a deep level when it comes to negative self-talk that really stops us in our tracks, not only from achieving, but sometimes to the point you procrastinate and you never even start. So it's important that we start understanding on a deeper level, what is your negative self-talk? Do you self-deprecate? Do you, when you're about to start something, think, I can't do that? Because at the end of the day, as human beings, we are all created with amazing gifts that we need to step into the best versions of ourselves. And it's almost a little bit selfish if we hold those gifts to ourselves, because we're not allowing the people around us to benefit from those amazing gifts we do have. So it's important to understand this on the deeper level, the self-talk, what's going on internally for you. Sometimes, like I said, you might not even know that you're doing it until you really look at situations when you're stopping yourself and think, why am I not taking action? What beliefs are holding you back right now from your true potential? And how can you make some changes? Because limiting beliefs, they can seriously, I know with myself in the past, that has probably been one of the biggest deterrent, one of the biggest things that stopped me in my tracks. It's been, that last thing, it was like, I don't deserve it. Like when I had that packet of Tim Tams, I didn't deserve that success. I wasn't ready for it. I still was able to maintain it, but I nearly stopped myself in my tracks just from those limiting beliefs, that negative self-talk that was happening on internally. So understanding it on a deeper level, what's going on, is very, very important. So fears, this is a huge one too. What fears are stopping you from taking action? I really like, if you see there, FEAR in capital letters. It's really important. Most of the time, the things we worry about do not eventuate anyway. So what I like to call fears is false evidence appearing real. Because at the end of the day, our external reality is a reflection of our internal reality, of our internal being. So if we're able to understand ourselves deeper on an internal level, you'll be able to change your external. And it's really important to understand, what are your fears? What's stopping you from taking action? And what is stopping you from procrastinating before anything's even happened? And, your fear there's similar fears as I'm scared I will fail. I'm going to lose the people around me. That was a big thing for me in, stepping in the best version of myself, was being scared that I'm going to lose the people around me. And sometimes that's on such a deep level, you don't even realize it's happening. But what are your fears? What's stopping you right now? Make sure you're writing this stuff down. It's so important to understand on a deeper level, what is stopping you? What is making you procrastinate? What is stopping you from stepping forward? And how can you empower yourself to push past these fears, or reframe these fears internally so they're able to empower you instead of hold you back? Habits, one of my favorite subjects. Really, really love habits. If you check this out, I'll zoom in on this one. So if we look at our results, this is a very good thing from Atomic Habits. If you haven't read it, it is absolutely fantastic. So the effect of small habits compound over time. So the best way to explain compounding is, what would you prefer, $1 million or 1 cent doubled for 30 days? Yes, you've got to think about that one. I imagine some people would say $1 million, not realizing the power of compounding, and you actually pass the $1 million on day 28, I believe. I think you end up with about 5.5 million with the 1 cent double. But that is the power of compounding. We can utilize that power of compounding within our habits as well. So what habits are not serving you at the moment? What habits are not serving you? It's good to be able to assess your habits and look at what's not serving you. What habits are you doing now which are truly positive, which are helping you progress forward, which are really helping you step into the best version of yourself? So one of the things I actually got 2 of my clients to do this week, Teddy and Ethan, was a habit scorecard. And it also comes from this Atomic Habits book. Really fantastic. So you can, from the morning to the evening, have a look at what's going on, with your habits, starting from waking up all the way when you go to sleep. And you can look at what's positively affecting you, what's negatively affecting you, and how can I track these habits and change them to be able to step up? Because it's those little improvements each day. It says there in the book that you'll be 37 times better after 1 year from making that 1% improvement. I personally think it can be more than that. If you're making those small changes each day, it creates a tidal wave of success. I like to explain it with, it's like if you're a lumberjack, if I'm going to hit that tree in that one spot that first time, hardly makes a dent on it the first time. But if I consistently hit that tree in the same spot over and over again, I'm going to take that tree down eventually. And that is the power of compounding. And that is the power of being consistent. Consistency is the key. And it's important that we track our habits so we can improve. And also a powerful thing to do with your habits is actually some habits you might do already, and you can actually stack powerful positive habits on top of that, because you'll do it straight after another one. For example, if you're waking up and having a coffee every morning, you can wake up, make your coffee. While you sit down for your coffee, you might meditate for 5 minutes. Very easy to stack habits onto habits you're already doing, then to try to start one fresh, which you haven't done already. Little tip for you there. It's really powerful to be able to stack habits on top of each other and really strengthen those habits, because it's those little habits done consistently over a long period of time that is truly going to change your life. I experienced this last year with morning routine and rituals, and it truly did change my life. And it's tough, because if you see with that graph, you don't start seeing much movement at the beginning, but once you get to a certain point, it's like with the compounding. Once you get to a certain point, it really starts exploding. But it's pushing through that's the start that's the hardest, and being consistent. Because sometimes you're like, oh, this isn't really doing anything. Why am I even bothering? But it's important that you keep on track, because those habits are what's going to change your life. And values. Last one of these. So Do you know what your top values are? Are you living according to your top values? It's really important. I found this out when I was doing transformation seminar, MJB seminar. They're absolutely fantastic. And I realized that my whole life, my top value, if you want to hear my top 3 values, is freedom or travel, family and friends, and adventure. And I'd lived in Adelaide for most of my life, up until I was about 23, and I hadn't done much travel. So, I didn't do much adventuring. I stayed at home a lot, and I probably wasn't connecting with my family and friends like I should have been. So you're destined to fail when you're not living according to your values. So it's important to know what your values are. I didn't know that I was working against myself by not doing anything that lifts me up. And when I actually found that out, I realized that when I was on holiday, I was almost a different person. I felt more fulfilled. I had a lot more energy. I'd have so much fun, want to laugh all the time. And I really stepped into my own when I realized that by living by my values, I'm not saying I'm going to be traveling all the time. That is my goal. The whole point of working online. But the point is living by your values is very important, because you can almost feel stuck, feel like something doesn't add up, feel like you can't really connect with the people around you because you feel like something's missing. And it's important you know your values so you can live by them and strengthen yourself, be able to step into the best version of yourself, knowing what those values are and living to them. There's also a few different approaches in being able to change your value system. Understanding what your values are. You might have, like for me now, it was quite difficult knowing my values, the top one being travel. And last year, especially, me and my girlfriend Shani been stuck in lockdown for 8 weeks it was longer, but it was 8 weeks in level 4 in Auckland. So I found that quite difficult. So at certain times in your life, you need to be adaptable. So there are ways to be able to bring other values up higher in your system, to be able to understand that there's different things at different times that you need to focus on more often than not. If you would like a bit of a sheet where you can actually work on these limiting beliefs, fears, habits, and values so you can understand them on a deeper level, you can comment yes, or feel free to private message you, and I can steer you in the right direction, because I can't stress enough, when you master these 4 things along with the next few things that I'm going to show you, when your mindset is right, when you're empowered, when you're feeling amazing, you're living by your values, you have empowering performance habits, you're stepping above your fears, you're being empowered because you've switched them around, you're no longer limiting yourself with limiting beliefs, you're affirming yourself on a daily basis and being able to step into the best version of yourself, step into your best life. Because they do say it's like if you want a promotion, generally you have to do the work first. So you have to almost do the job that you want the promotion for before you get it. It doesn't work the other way around. It is be, do, have. But a lot of the people think it's have, do, be, or have, be, do. But it's really important that you be that best version of yourself, so you're able to do the things that are going to get you what you want before you can have it. And it's important as in that order. And once you empower yourself and you understand these things on a deeper level about yourself, you're able to then step into these next things, which are really important. So setting your compelling goals. NLP SMART goals, I like it. It is similar to normal SMART goals, as you would have heard of those before, I'm sure. If you don't, SMART goals, it's quite commonly used in personal training, and it is specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timed. And look, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with those sorts of goals. I think it's very important, but it's also there's a different layer of the goals that you really need to create for them. And NLP SMART goals, what they are is, for the SMART, is simple. You need to make the goal simple. So it's very achievable, nice and simple. Simplify it. Don't make it complicated. Meaningful to you. It's really important. I'll go a bit deeper into that in a second about the push-pull. Meaningful to you. It's important if it's meaningful to you, because otherwise in the morning, if it's not meaningful to you, if you're like, oh, I just want to lose 10 kilos, or I just want to change my habits. Generally, you get up in the morning, the alarm goes off at 6 a.m. You go, I'm just going to push snooze. I'd rather not really do this. It's not really meaningful to me. It's got to have that meaning to you. And the A is as if achievable in all areas of your life. It's important that it's achievable and it's not going to affect other areas of your life. You need to make it sustainable. Sustainable is really important. And the R stands for responsible and ecological. And what that means is it's not going to negatively affect anyone around you. It needs to be a positive goal and not only affect yourself positively, but also the people around you. And the last thing, I think, is the most important thing. This is what's going to get you up in the morning. This is what's going to really make you step up. And it is that towards motivation. So you're having something in the push-pull. So what the push-pull is the pain. What pain are you now? Let's say it's a habit of getting up and going for a run in the morning. What's the pain you're experiencing now? I'm not feeling that fit. I'm quite unenergetic. I'm quite fatigued at the end of the day. So this is the pain I'm pushing away from, but I also need a pull to really pull me towards that goal. So when it is tough, I'm going to step up and I'm going to really connect with that. And that pull would be, I'm feeling energetic, feeling amazing. I'm going to be able to run around with my shirt off once it gets to summer, or, increase my energy levels. So I'm absolutely crushing it at work as well. My morning routines are amazing. And I wake up, excited for it. And then I'm feeling fulfilled, feeling energetic, and really smashing out the rest of my day. It's important to have that push-pull. So pushing away from the pain, but also that pull towards motivation, towards your goal. One of the really, really cool things that I've gotten to recently, Tony Robbins, I'm sure many people have been impacted by him. He's definitely impacted me a lot through his videos, courses, also been to one of his seminars, absolutely fantastic. If you haven't done it, Alicia Power Dint is absolutely incredible. And one of the systems he used, the rapid planning system, the RPM, he calls it. And I feel like to-do lists, I don't know if you've ever done a to-do list, sometimes they can create stress and you've got all these things on your to-do list. And even if you tick most of it off, sometimes you can still feel like you've got nothing done. So important when you're using the RPM system, I really like to use this myself. What result am I looking for? What's the result? What's the result of this thing that's on the to-do list? What is the purpose? What is the purpose of gaining this result? What is the purpose? So what does it mean to you? What does it mean for your day? And then the last thing is M for massive action plan. What massive action plan am I going to take to make sure that I complete this today? So just for example, let's say if with this webinar today, my result was to complete the webinar today, to help everyone that has come on here. And what is my purpose? My purpose is to add value, help people transform their lives just like I have. I have a pretty big goal for my life, and it's to be able to help a billion people transform their lives. See me stutter than a bit, don't like sharing it gets a bit scary, but that is the purpose. So result, purpose. So it's really meaningful to me. And then the massive action plan. So it's turn that laptop on, rev myself up, and at 3:30 p.m. my time, just step up and step into the best version of myself so I'm able to help the people. So that's the use of the RPM system. What result are you looking for? What is the purpose of the result? And the massive action plan to make it happen. That'll change your life if you ever do to-do lists. If you step up with those three things, it is really incredible what it can do. And then you feel like at the end of the day, oh, I'm getting shit done. I'm really happy, like, you know what I mean? Because it's going to a bigger purpose, not just yourself. Master your mindset. So we've looked at on a deeper level. And now it's important that we're affirming yourself and your goals daily. So when it comes to your goals, some people just write them down once, never look at it again. It's not likely that is going to really help you achieve that goal, if you're writing it down, just looking at it once, you need to affirm yourself daily, engulf yourself in your goals. And by what I mean, affirm yourself daily. So once you've figured out, your fears and limiting beliefs, most of all, how can I flip those around as affirmations to say to myself daily, to allow me to step into the best version of myself, allow me to crush my fears, allow me to delete my limiting beliefs? How am I going to affirm myself daily? And it might feel really silly at the start, especially because we're trying to deep seed it on a subconscious level. So it does take time. It's not going to be the first day. You might not believe it on the first day, but it's really important that you, once again, with that, you keep consistent, you affirm yourself, you step up. And when you do it consistently for enough, you start to genuinely believe it on a cellular level. You believe it inside of you, it will be a part of you. And it's really important that we create those affirmations for power. And you look at those goals daily, so you create a healthy obsession. So some people say it's not good to be obsessed with your goals, and I think that just depends what it is. If you have a healthy obsession, and it's helping you be better, it's helping you feel fulfilled, then I think it's a very, very healthy obsession. And educate yourself on the areas that you're trying to succeed in. One of the biggest things they say in NLP, and also Tony Robbins says that if you want to change your life, ask yourself better questions. And in NLP, we say questions are the answers. So you need to ask yourself better questions on a daily basis. If you feel like not waking up in the morning, what would the best version of myself do in this situation? Or if you're trying to achieve your goal within your business, what would the best version of myself do in this circumstance? How can I step into the best version of myself today? What qualities are important for me to portray to everyone else that are going to help me get to my goals? So ask yourself better questions. In situations, sometimes it will be, oh, can I do that? Should I do that? It's reframing those questions that we usually ask ourselves to empower ourselves, take yourself to the next level, and really, really step into your power. Reading and educating yourself is really important, especially if you are trying to achieve your goals. It's educating yourself on a daily basis, so you within a sustained period of time, you can become an expert, and then people will come to you. And one of the biggest things, so they do say the average of the 5 people you hang around the most, and I truly believe that. So the people around you, they try to lift you up. Are they trying to help you step to the next level, or are they dragging you down? Are they not allowing you to step up? Are they not allowing you to step to the next level? So make sure you're surrounding yourself with people who lift you up. I'm not saying to completely cull everyone that you hang out with, because that's just not sustainable. But just be smart about your energy and who you spend your time with. Are they helping you? Are they trying to encourage you? Are they pulling you down? And really look at that, and really look at the people you're hanging around, because it is really important that these people around you are sort of working and pushing you to be better. And wouldn't you say, if you were in a team, in an A grade team or a B grade team, that you did a running, let's say a 2K time trial, just for an example, and you'd probably run faster if you're running with faster people. Your time would be high because you'd push yourself, you'd stretch yourself, you'd want to keep up with them. So really surround yourself with people that are going to stretch you and push you to the next level. It truly changed my life being able to do that. So I suggest, branching out, being social, meeting new people, and trying to push the people around you as well. All right, manifest and create amazing habits. So I really like this. I came up with this the other day. Set intentions to create ascension. So I said to you at the start, set some intentions to what you want to get out of today. You can set intentions the minute you wake up. How do I want this day to go? I'm not saying it's going to go perfect every time. The more you do it, the more you ascend into a more powerful position to be able to set intentions. When you're going into a meeting, set an intention. Where do I want this meeting to go? What do I want to portray? Do I want to have, a really grateful loving and friendly conversation, and we get a win-win. Make sure you're setting intentions to create that ascension for yourself, for your situations, the events that happen in your life. And you'll be surprised at over a consistent period of time, if you're setting those intentions, that you'll continue ascending and getting better, and you'll be in a more powerful position. You find that you actually be able to start controlling the situations, getting the exact outcomes that you wish. Meditation and visualization. I cannot stress enough how much this has changed my life. And seriously, if you're not implementing it now, I suggest that you get amongst it. There's a few studies that I'd like to just rack off my brain. So I read in this book, The Happiness Advantage, I believe it was, and they did these tests with these groups of people, and these people did meditation daily for a month. Those people had positive benefits 6 years later. That's right, I said 6 years later. Just let that sink in for a minute. Absolutely incredible. I cannot stress enough having that meditation. You're doing guided meditation, you're doing normal meditation, that is completely up to you, but it will truly change your life. And the idea is, people say, oh, but I always have stuff, coming into my head. That's fine. That's what meditation is about. It's about having those things come into your head and then coming back to that moment, coming back to your breathing, coming back into your body, then out of your body. And, that's a win straight away, because it's not, meditation is about, not about controlling your thoughts, but not letting your thoughts control you. When you're in a good state of meditation, visualization, I'd like to go a little more in depth about as well. There was this study, I really love this one too, this study done, and they had 3 controlled groups. So, and this was to who could shoot the most hoops from the free throw line. Stay with me. So one of the groups didn't do anything. Group number 1. Group number 2, they shot hoops for the whole 6 weeks. Group 3, they practiced shooting hoops mentally in their mind. And who do you think improved the most over that 6-week period? Yes, that's right. It was the people that practiced doing it in their mind. Would you believe it? When I heard that, I was completely blown away. But that is the power of visualization. You can literally create a future event to happen just through your own visualization, and it is a very powerful tool. If you haven't heard of Joe Dispenza, I'd suggest to check him out. He's absolutely incredible in that field. And visualization, the power of visualization, when you use that for yourself, I've done it for myself in a situation. It was absolutely incredible, the outcome. I suggest getting amongst it. Creating a morning and evening rituals and habits. I spoke about this earlier. So something that gets you up in the morning, that gets you excited. One of my favorite books, I had a bit of a mind blank, The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. So in that, he speaks about savers in the morning to have an amazing morning routine. And what the savers is, it's silence, affirmations, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing. So scribing would be writing in journals. The silence would be anything from meditation, affirmation. So like I was saying before, affirming yourself daily, going to your goals, visualization, really creating those future events in your life. Exercise, huge endorphin release. Not only that, it's very, very helpful with your health, and it is absolutely incredible when you're consistently doing that on a daily basis. And reading, educating yourself. So you're almost incorporating everything I've been speaking about to master your mindset within your morning routine, and it is possible. And like I said, scribing. So when it comes to scribing, it's journaling. There's some awesome journals I'll suggest to you once you get to the end. The ones that I've used before, they're absolutely fantastic. So instead of having to think up, what should I write in my journal, you're actually prompted. I cannot stress enough. One of my clients recently was struggling with sleep, and she's now at 8:30 going on, just a routine, just a habit, going on to her Shakti mat at 8:30 and meditating, and she goes to sleep very, very, very well now, which she was struggling. Like me, I get it. Like my mind, as soon as you hit the pillow, right, million miles an hour, the mind can go sometimes. So really important you create those morning routine to allow you to, instead of be reactive, be proactive, create your day, create the state of mind, create the state of being to step into that best version of yourself and really have an awesome day and control your day. If you've ever rolled out the bed the wrong way, as they like to say, generally that's when you're rolling out, chucking your clothes on, and there's no structure. When you do something consistently, that's going to help you over a period of time, you're going to get better and better at it as well. I'm not saying you have to put all those things into, not all those things into your morning routine, but it's a good idea if you're not doing a morning routine already to structure the morning and evening routine out, because it will truly change your life. It truly changed mine. I thought I'd already, stepped into a really good version of myself, and then these extra things, it just takes you to the next level. Track your progress, review, and improve. Really important. Some awesome templates I have for tracking your habits, morning and evening routines. If you want access to those, feel free to private message me, and I'll be happy to send those through. Really, really awesome tools, and yeah, excited to share that with everyone, because sometimes it can be difficult to implement those stuff by yourself. You're trying that one habit for ages and ages. You've been trying that morning routine. Sometimes it's starting with the bare basic of the habit to then be able to step up and take it to the next level. Manifesting and creating your amazing habit. This is what's going to take you to that next level and really step into the best version of yourself. You put all these into a system, and this is really going to allow you to have the best year yet in 2021. So a few biohacks and suggestions and trackings. So quickly, if you don't already, hot cold therapy, really good. Obviously, when it comes to sauna, so if you're doing sauna, or you can even do it with a nice warm bath, or hot bath it would have to be, but that can, after training specifically, so you can increase your natural human growth output by 200% if you, after a weight session, after a training session, go into the sauna about 80 degrees for 15 to 20 minutes. I found out the other day, just reading the Tools of Titans with Tim Ferriss at the moment, and it actually increases your endurance. So any endurance athletes or anyone looking to do running events, if you jump in the sauna, do a bit of hot cold, it is absolutely incredible. Second up, ice baths, really amazing. So two of the biggest people that I follow that use the cold shock therapy would be Wim Hof and cold immersion, Tony Robbins. So it does amazing things for your immune system, and it really is incredible also for mental health and mental well-being. When you're in that ice bath and you're able to push through the boundary at the start, because the hardest bit is at the start, the first 2 minutes. Once you push past that boundary and you're almost in a place of calm, it does wonders. The studies they've done that it does for mental health and well-being is absolutely incredible. So even if you're looking at doing something like that occasionally, I'd highly suggest it. Breath work as well. One of my little tips and suggestions. Breath work can, so we spoke about the negative emotions before, so there's many ways to release them. So we do that in timeline therapy in NLP. So I'm obviously a timeline therapist, so we actually release those emotions. Sometimes it can also be a bit deeper than the subconscious, and you can actually need to release it through breath work. So sometimes when people do breath work, they can have quite an emotional release, whether that's crying or the emotions can really overwhelm, and it really can allow you to release those emotions and move forward. So the somatic breath work, I can't express how awesome that is. If you are struggling with anything like that, those negative emotions, and able to really release and move forward. Also something that I like to practice, fasting, whether you like the idea of it or not, it has a lot of health benefits, and it really can help you with clarity as well, clarity in your mind. I usually just wouldn't eat till about 12 o'clock. Not actually doing the fasting at the moment, but I know previously about to start trying it again. previously, it helped me get in a really good state of concentration. I was able to push through the day and a lot more energy. And I'd suggest giving it a crack, giving it a try if you are struggling with any of those things. So some awesome tracking sheets if you'd like access to them, or you want to look them up yourself. When it comes to your habits, check out the Atomic Habits by James Clear. I have all of them saved, so if you do want any of the tracking sheets. Also, if you want access to be able to delve a bit deeper onto your fears, limiting beliefs, habits, and values, I also have an awesome sheet which you can go reframe that stuff and create new affirmations to be able to unlock your potential and, you know, stop being stuck in the position that you are now. Also, journals, my favorite one. There's probably heaps more out there that are fantastic as well. Brendan Burchard, might have heard of him before. He's one of the top high performance coaches in the world. His diary or journal, the High Performance Journal, is really awesome. It's got some great prompts in there to get some awesome questions, you know, to ask yourself, and also a good tracking system to see how you're going on a weekly basis, monthly basis, weekly reviews, monthly reviews. So make sure you are stepping into that best version of yourself and taking your life to the next level. Really thankful for everyone that's joined me today. Hope I've added some massive value for you. Like I said, if you want any of the tracking sheets or you want any extra information, you can either comment yes on the live stream or in the Q&A, or private message me separately is fine too. I can help you in any way you like. Also, for everyone that has jumped on today, a free gift of 2 complimentary or 2 free life coaching sessions with myself. So we'd love to help you in any way to implement any of this stuff to really make 2021 the best year of your life yet. So super excited. If you want to take up that free gift, feel free to message me. One last thing as well, something coming up, which I'm sure you'd all be interested in. Free 7-day mindset and habits challenge. Strengthen your mindset, eliminate stress, and create everlasting performance enhancing habits. This is going to be a whole lot of the stuff we've spoken about today and how to implement it in your own life. This will be taking action at the start of March, the beginning of March. So I'll be sending the details out this week. So yeah, comment yes if you're super excited about that. It's going to take everything we've learned today and start applying it in different ways, and allow you to not only that, but join a group of like-minded people who are really wanting to master their mindset, master their habits, and really step up and be the best version of themselves. So really excited to deliver that. That'll be starting at the start of March. Just like to thank everyone for coming along, and really happy everyone that's really happy that everyone was on here today, and super pumped to connect and continue adding value for you. Feel free to reach out and message me if you need anything or you need any help in any way. Hope everyone has a lovely evening, and yeah, just like to say thanks and have a lovely evening.